Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today we have M4.
Hello, hello.
And been a really long time since he's been on. Kale or Kalern. If you're
Hello.
If you're 2D-tron, it's the same person.
Oh god.
And today we are talking Talon, and of course we had to have two L's on for this one because he is our mascot, and I'm very happy he turned out really good. M4, we'll start with you. What are your just initial thoughts?
He's expensive.
Yes, he is.
I agree. He's expensive.
And it doesn't help that I also took Punchline up. But aside from being good, he brings something new. Because there's a lot of great tunes, but he brings something new to the table, which is Purge All plus apply the bleeds in one fell swoop. Because some would argue, including myself, that that's a Blue Beetle thing. But Blue Beetle sucks because he just purges and does nothing.
Well, and the only thing, Blue Beetle could have been better or possibly used in a lot of situations where Talon wasn't if he just didn't do damage on his 3. If we just had a purge all, no damage, that would have actually been pretty nice. But that's the only, I would say, knock on his 3. But his purge all is better than everyone else's purge all. So
yes, but he's more than that. People say that, he's just a Dr. Poison enabler. Well, he's a lot more than that. His passive makes him virtually unkillable, which is super annoying when only Burger has it.
Yeah. Now we all have it, but not we all, but a lot of us have it. What are your initial just gut feelings? How do you like him, Kale?
I quite like it. Like with the 3, we remove the immunity and then damage. But I think he's pretty balanced at the moment because he is slow.
Yeah, if he was fast, he'd be like S tier probably.
Would be broken. Yeah, it would be broken. Imagine you have this tune with the punchline speed. Oh.
Yeah, he's a solid tune. I think I know Hawkeye said he almost thinks he's S tier because he enables so many comps. I'm not quite there on S tier, but I definitely think he's a solid A tier character. This month was really good for both new tunes. I mean, Punchline's very, very good. She's a little better on defense than offense, I think, and Talon's kind of the reverse where he's a little better on offense than defense. But both very solid characters. Very different characters, but very solid characters. Talon, he's a lot of fun. He lets you play with characters that were not very useful before. I'm having such a good time playing him with King Shark right now. They're a match made in heaven.
Oh, you know who's gonna be great with him for you?
Who's that?
Hawk Girl.
I have messed around with that some. I am a little off the stun bandwagon right now because of Spectre, but he is great with Hawk Girl. My only problem is that it's even an RB5 Hawk Girl instantly dies to Spectre AoE turn 1, so I have a hard time using her because she's strength-based and Spectre's intelligence-based, and all he needs is a crit on his AoE and be rebirth a little bit, and she instant dies, so that's a little painful. But outside of that, yeah, my stun teams are suddenly much more viable than they were, because Terra's a lot more prevalent than you realize.
Oh, she's everywhere.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
Yeah, Talon solved this problem actually. Not totally, but in part.
Yeah, I didn't find Terra as oppressive as like Zubaz does. I don't know. I guess it's the teams I run. It doesn't really matter as much, but which is strange because I do run a lot of stun teams, or at least I used to. But I see so much Harley and AZ all of a sudden now that I'm trying to use Talon. They're suddenly everywhere again. I mean, MJ's everywhere anyway, but I hadn't seen much Azrael, and he's suddenly everywhere again.
Yeah, Azrael disappeared a bit.
But And it's funny because Talon hadn't been out long enough for him to return because of Talon, but Talon does not do a very good job against Azrael. That's like the one character that really he's not good against. But he's also very good against Superman, which is pretty useful and surprising.
I didn't trade him against Superman.
Yeah, because he'll clear all those buffs and then do damage. So a lot of times Superman's sitting there with no life.
Then he finishes the job. So that's one of the situations where him being slow is a benefit rather than a detriment to your team.
Yeah, Talon is very slow, and sometimes you really feel it, but other times it's very useful. So, it's not the worst thing sometimes for him being slow. Another underlooked ability of his, aside from the counterattack, which I find to be extremely good, is I never see, and I was yelling at Hawkeye during his stream, that I never see anybody use his 2. And once you have that fat bleed stack, it actually does a lot of damage.
Yeah, 50% true damage is really great. So all those tough greens get him bleeding, he can do the damage.
Yeah, he will wipe them out. And the other thing that people don't notice, I think, or realize at the beginning when you first start using them is that it does damage and then it does the true damage. So it will kill Spectre if he's got an awareness, because you'll actually take the awareness away and then kill him. So
right, because the true damage is in the legendary. The way this game works is the basic ability applies first and then the legendary.
Yeah, so that is a very underrated ability. I think that a lot of people don't realize. In fact, even when I was doing the what's it called, the Nightmare Challenge, I was running it on auto, and he had, he'd use this too, and you'd see him wipe people out pretty consistently. So
It's like
go ahead, Killer.
it's like Jace basics, right?
kind of. Jace does 3 attacks, I think, or 4, but he does 2 at least with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it looks like the same thing actually.
Yeah, it has a similar type of animation. It's funny because there's a lot of arguments around the legendary order, which I can definitely see, because he's a character you really want to take L5 because all of his abilities are good. If you had to leave one off, which one would you leave off M4?
Probably the 5, because that Purge 4 isn't really that big of a deal, because the important buffs you're gonna remove anyway.
Yeah, that's what I would lean towards as well. What would you say, Kellen?
I would say 5 too. I'm just looking at the same time, but yeah, 5 seems the best for last. Because even 4 is better.
Yeah, I
Of
really.
course, great. It allows him to take his turn because he's rather slow. So the way he can survive, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I saw. I've been kind of torn on what abilities, like the rest of the legendary order. Obviously, I think everyone unanimously agrees if you have to take one ability, his 3 is by far the best one. But then after that, Doom Box likes his 2, which I kind of could see an argument for because it is really good. Personally, I go 3, 1, 4, 2, and then his 5 last. But what do you would you guys agree with that, or you disagree?
I would say that depends on the level you have him.
Yeah.
Because for example, if you have him legendary 2, I think 3, 1 might be good if you are looking only for damage.
Yeah, I was really torn on that because the 4 is so good.
Yeah, but 1 and 2, they're close, I think.
Would you
So
move?
the problem with the 1 is it doesn't work on his retaliation. Because it's in the legendary. I've never seen it. I'm really bad with RNG and getting no, I don't think it works on the retaliation.
Yeah, it doesn't work on the retaliation, but it does work on call assist.
Yeah, but it's a double tap if you got true sight, so...
And you almost always have true sight. I think I'd still lean with this 4 first because it makes him so tanky. So 3, 4, 1, 2, and then 5 last.
Yeah, because he's kind of slow, and then that chance to survive is really important for him, and then the basic is like extra damage, extra bleeds, which he won't be able to do if he's dead. That's my take. So I would probably go 3-4-1.
Yeah, that's what I did. And then and then I think L4 is this kind of a sweet spot. You really want all four of his first four. It just seems like
I think you literally can skip 5.
yeah. If you can only go L4. I mean, he's an L5 character because his 5 is good. I mean, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, but looking at the 4 other abilities, yeah, okay, 5 trash. Okay, I can survive with that.
Any
Nice to have.
particular teams you guys like that would you know, I like King Shark. I like him with obviously Dr. Poison. He makes, I mean, you can just run Martian Manhunter, Dr. Poison, Talon, Dr. Poison, and then whoever as a fourth. I ran that in Wraith a ton just to speed run.
Actually, I run to I run Aquaman lead, Talon, Poison, and Terra just for the cover. And it's just you use Talon 3, it's clear everything, and then Poison just to clear the team. Just nuke.
Yeah, that definitely
But I didn't try anything really different at the moment. I think there is something to do with all the bleeds, like Bizarro and maybe G-Con.
I did I was running yesterday. I was running Aquaman, Bizarro, Talon, and King Shark, and that team is super fun and highly effective against the meta teams. It worked against most things, which shocked me.
You ready?
Yeah, and then King Shark, you get all the bleeds out. Bizarro's a little tankier than I realized, and then King Shark, he just has like 85 empowered strength ups, and then can one shot everything.
Ouch.
So it's actually really fun. I'll have some video of that in this episode.
Are you now going to Rebirth 5, King Shark? Right now?
He's quickly joining the list of potential.
And then someone will accuse you, because he stuns.
Exactly.
I
But
like
is there
him
any-
with,
Is there any other leader you run Talon with?
I mean, Cheetah is the obvious choice just for the bleed synergy, but I mean, I think the leader is whoever you want it to be. I mean, on that team, I did Aquaman because, it's more bleeds, and Aquaman just such a good character, but
Yeah, it's
He
good,
works
and then
well.
it put bleeds. Sorry, Impo.
Oh, yeah, we always go at the same time.
yeah.
Sorry. I like him with Cassandra Cain because she's the fastest AoE bleeder, so that allows you to get the retaliations early. And if you want to go even faster, fight a faster team than you and use Chemo. So when they bump into Chemo, they would get the debuffs, and then it starts. The fun begins without you even taking a turn.
Yeah, I did run some chemo with him, and it did seem to work pretty well. I saw I can't remember who. I think it was Hawkeye was using Captain Cold lead and doing some teams with that, and it worked surprisingly well. He was doing Captain Cold, Red Tornado, doing a speed down team. Oh, and then he had Mr. Miracle and not Mr. Miracle. I mean Mr. Freeze, and that was a surprisingly good team. Because Talon would remove all the, take care of any of the debuff immunities, and then
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, that's
You
what I
clear
like.
everything, speed down, thank you.
And that's what I really like about Talon is that
What?
he enables lots of teams that were not very usable.
Yeah, he solved this problem of immunities, heavy buff teams. I think, yeah, it might be the key for the next month's meta, maybe. Even if he's a bit squishy and not that fast, but
I don't really find him to be that squishy because he's not squishy once you have him high rebirth because then that heal. As long as he doesn't have heal immunity, which I understand, both Terra and Spectre have. They're prevalent.
I only lost him once, just because he get one shot, but that's all. I didn't really see his healing power or something. So that's why I say it's a bit squishy.
Well, Rebirth fixes that. But
Yeah.
yes, he can be quite squishy until you get the bleeds out. But once you get them out, he's hard to kill without heal immunity.
Yeah. I haven't really had any issues with him being squishy since I rebirthed him. Even at L2, he survived better than I would have expected.
If we didn't have Zod in Siege, it would have been a pain in the butt to deal with him.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's using Superman anyways. But anything else on Talon? We'll make this a little bit of a short one because we usually do shorter episodes on these.
Yeah,
Right.
he's great.
Yeah,
Gear him up.
solid.
And if you're an owl, get him RB5. Otherwise,
RB5 or kick.
There was one other topic I wanted to cover while we were on here, and I can't remember what it was now. We don't have to talk about Nightmare because Sweet Dreams mode, that was the easiest one ever.
I don't know why
Wait,
they request.
There was Nightmare?
Yeah, it's active right now. Sweet Dreams mode.
Yeah, just full auto, thank you.
Yeah, that was sad. I don't honestly. I don't know if I care that it's easy anymore.
Yeah.
I think the hardest challenge they released was the Gotham one. Because Nightmare was, well, if you're Spec, it's easy now, so...
Yeah.
You don't even need Spectre for this one because they didn't have the abilities. I don't know if they forgot or it's deliberate because there's Cassandra Cain and Harley Quinn with no evasion to begin with, which is like
just bring Supergirl and it's over.
I did Talon and King Shark for fun.
I forgot who I used. Oh, I think I used what's his Grodd.
Yeah, I always use Grodd in there. But. All right, guys. Well, I guess we will go ahead and wrap it up there. Keep it short and sweet. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Anytime.
Thank to you.
And until next time, thanks for listening, everyone.
Hey guys, it's Tootytron. Thank you for listening to WROL Broadcasts. If you like the show, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/WROL Broadcasts. Don't worry guys, Hate knows what he's talking about. Remember that one time when he told us that Two-Face was bad? Yeah, right on the money. See you later guys.